Hello everyone, we are in part 12th session of income tax subject, chapter name income from other sources for final year BCom students. In the last session, we have learnt different concepts under income from other sources and also some illustrations on those concepts. In today's session, we are going to see other concepts which are under income from other sources along with some 14 marks illustration. Let us start with it. In the format, some of the concepts we have already discussed. You can see that first one, dividend, which I have explained. Interest on securities also I have explained. Bank interest on fixed deposits, casual income, income from family pension. So these are the concepts which we have already discussed and also solved illustrations on that. Now we'll see other concepts which is related to this format. So let us start with one concept, that is composite rent. Composite rent. If the assessee receives composite rent from his tenant, the portion of the rent related to the building will be taxed under house property. Other than the rent on building, other than he is collecting any rent which is on, he may provide services or he may provide any facilities. On those facilities, on those services, if he is charging rent, then that income will be calculated under other sources. In simple way, I can say composite rent is nothing but it is a rent which is collected not on the building, which is collected on the services or facilities provided by the owner. And if after considering this income, if any expenditures are there, that expenditure will be deducted from that income. Next one, we have income from subletting. So that's nothing but if an assessee staying in a rented house, and by giving that rented house portion, it may be one portion or it may be two portions, by giving that portion to someone else for rent. I'll say again, if an assessee staying in a rented house and he is paying a rent, on that rented house one particular portion has given rent for others. On that situation, he will get some income. So that income will be calculated under other sources. And also all the expenditures related to that sublet portion will be deducted from the income. Remember, only the portion related to that much expenditure only we are supposed to take. The next income is income from machinery, plant or furniture. So by giving rent of machinery or plant or furniture, so giving rent for others in the form of machinery, plant or furniture, by through that they will get income, and that income will be calculated under other sources. And while considering this source, we are supposed to deduct some expenditure related to that. It may be depreciation on those assets, or it may be repair charges on those assets, or it may be insurance. So any kind of expenditures on machinery, plant, furniture or any other assets, so will be deducted under that particular income. Total will be calculated or considered under other sources column. The next income is insurance commission. If a particular assessee is getting any commission through insurance, so that will be calculated or taken in the other sources category. Under this, if any expenditures are there on that particular income, then that will be deducted and total will be taken on the amount column. Next income is deemed income. So this is also one of the important income. So deemed income are not incomes, but as per the Income Tax Act, they are regarded as incomes and included in the taxable income from other sources. Some of the deemed income, I can say that is a cash credit or any unexplained expenditures or any unexplained investment or any unexplained money. So any expenditures or any money, if it is spent by the assessee or if it is received by the assessee, if he couldn't able to give reasons for that, where it came from or on which through source it came, so if he is not able to give reasons or explanation, then that kind of incomes will be considered under deemed incomes. Apart from these incomes, from the point number 12 to the point number 21, so if you see these incomes in the illustration, just take as it is, because we don't have any conditions for that. So that income will be taken as it is in the other sources column. And only thing, if you are having any expenditure on that particular income, then that expenditure will be deducted from that income and total will be considered on the amount column. So we have like a mining rent, royalties, ground rent, withdrawn from national savings schemes, agricultural income from place outside India. If an agricultural income is came through outside India, or if it is done outside the country, then it will be calculated or considered under other sources. Then directed fees or commission, salary received by a member of parliament, that is MP, MLA or MLC, rent from land. Then examination fees received by the teacher, not from the employer. Remember, any examination fees received by a teacher or lecturer will be considered here. Only thing, if it is given by the college, or if he is given by the employer, or if it is given by the where he is working from on that particular institution, then it will not be considered, because there will be a relationship of employee and employer. If the employee-employer relationship is there, then that income will not be taken under other sources. So here, any university if give any income for particular other college or other institution lecturer or teacher, then that will be considered, because there will be no relationship of employee and employer. Then remuneration received for writing short stories and poems. Then honorarium for checking answer books. Honorarium is nothing but it is an income which is given on some professional works, or any professional activities has been done on for that particular person. The payment will be done in the name of honorarium. Interest on employees contributed to URPF, that is unrecognized provident fund. If any interest came through that, then it will be considered here. So these all points will be considered under other sources. If there is any expenditure on this, we are going to deduct that and we are going to take as it is the amount left over. Then you can see exemption under section 57 is there. So don't consider this point here, as we are deducting all the expenditure by each income. So if there is an income, if there is an expenditure for that, that expenditure will be deducted from that particular income. So there is no required to do again a deduction under section 57 in the last. This is about the format, which is income we have discussed. Now let us see, we have some note. So note 1 is income from each sources can be computed separately. If we are having an income, if we are having an expenditure for that income, we usually deduct in a separate way. So that they have said in note 1. And in note 2, they have given honorarium for giving lectures at seminar is taxable under head income from a profession. So it is a kind of treatment which will be treated as a profession. So if any seminars which is done by the lecturers, then that will be, for that any payments has been done, for that income will be considered under profession, not in the other sources category. And the last note, any expenses incurred to earn tax-free incomes is not deductible. So anyhow exempted incomes will not be taken, as well as the expenditure is also not going to take if it is exempted income. Let us start with one illustration. Information about assessee. Composite rent of building along with machinery rupees 2,50,000. The following are the expenses on machinery: depreciation 8,000 and repairs 4,000. He earned a royalty of rupees 40,000 from stone quarry, and the expenses to earn this income rupees 3,000. Salary as MP rupees 35,000. Income from bank fixed deposit rupees 45,000. He earned a dividend from foreign company grossing rupees 65,000, of which 15,000 was deducted as TDS in that country, and the balance was received in India. Winning from horse race rupees 2,10,000, which is net. Remuneration as examiner from a university rupees 48,000, and incidental expenses rupees 6,000, of which 50% expenses were reimbursed by university. Unexplained expenditure rupees 10,000. He has taken a house on rent for 21,000 per month. He has sublet 1/3 of that house at 15,000 per annum, and the expenses relating to that entire house incurred by him. Municipal tax rupees 15,000, repairs rupees 6,000. Compute the income from other sources for the assessment year 2019-20. Solving illustrations under income from other sources. This will be a simple illustration which we can easily solve. Only one thing you need to remember always. First, check whether that income is exempted income or not before taking. Then If it is exempted, write as exempted only in the amount column. If it is not exempted, then we need to consider for calculation. And after checking it, if it is not exempted, then check that particular income is related to any other heads, like it is related to salary, or it is related to house property, or it is related to business or profession, or it is related to capital gain. So usually they won't give that much of information related to other category heads. So only related to other sources category they will give. So after finding out whether it is exempted or not, then if it is not exempted, then take that income. If it is required calculation, you are supposed to do. If it not, then if there is an expenditure for that particular income, you are supposed to deduct. Then the total amount you can take on the amount column. After that, in the illustration, after the entire sentence is over, then if they are mentioning as net or gross in the particular sentence, then if they say as net, then you need to convert that particular income into gross up with TDS. If they mentioned as gross, then as it is the amount you need to take, even though if the conditions are satisfied. We don't have any assessee name in the illustration, so let us start with the solution first. The first point says composite rent of building along with machinery rupees 2,50,000. Here they have not given rent only on building, they have given rent along with machinery. So machinery providing is a service. So I told you composite rent will be calculated if there is any service along with that. So we have that we are supposed to take composite rent of building and machinery 2,50,000, and also we have some expenditures. So that expenditure is supposed to deduct. So one expenditure is, you can see the following are the expenses on machinery: depreciation rupees 8,000 and repairs rupees 4,000. So these two are the expenditure which is on that particular asset. So we are supposed to deduct it, depreciation 8,000 and repairs 4,000. Totally we will get 2,38,000 as total income. So we got an income of 2,50,000 and also we have expenditures. I have deducted it. The second point says he earned a royalty of rupees 40,000 from stone quarry and the expenses to earn this income rupees 3,000. So royalty is also considered under other sources. It is came through stone quarry. It is not related to any other head of income, so we are supposed to consider here. And also we have expenditures on that 3,000. So let us take the income, let us deduct the expenditure. So royalty is 40,000, expenses on that is rupees 3,000, totally 37,000 in the amount column. Then we have the third income in that, salary as MP rupees 35,000. So any salary which is received by a member of parliament or MLA or MLC, so will be considered under other sources category. So let us take that as salary as MP rupees 35,000 in the amount column directly. The next income is income from bank fixed deposits. As you know that any interest came through the bank fixed deposit, definitely it will be fully taxable. We are supposed to take the entire amount. We don't have any expenditure on that. So let us take that income from bank fixed deposit 45,000. And the next income we have, he earned a dividend from foreign companies grossing rupees 65,000, of which 15,000 was deducted as TDS in that country and the balance was received in India. So they have said 65,000 is the total income he earned as dividend from the foreign company. On that 15,000 is already deducted, that is TDS. TDS paid outside the country will be deducted, and foreign company dividend will be taxable. On that we are deducting TDS because it is paid out of the country. So total amount we are supposed to take in the amount column. Then we have winning from horse race rupees 2,10,000, as they have already mentioned as net. If they mentioned as net, then we are supposed to do compulsory gross up. So we need to do the gross up. Horse race is a casual income. We are supposed to take 30% as TDS. 2,10,000 into 100 divided by 70, that is the gross up. We'll get 3 lakh amount in the amount column. Then the next income we have in the illustration, remuneration as examiner from an university rupees 48,000 and incidental expenses rupees 6,000, of which 50% expenses were reimbursed by university. So remuneration received by an examiner. As an examiner, he is receiving a remuneration. It is from university, not from the institution. So there will be no relationship of employee and employer. So then we can consider under other sources. And also that 50% expenses is reimbursed by university. Total expenditure is 6,000. On that 50% is given by university. So that only we are supposed to take. Other 50% it may given by the institution. So we are not supposed to take that. Only that 50% of that expenses we are supposed to take under other sources. So let us take that as 48,000 as remuneration from remuneration as an examiner from an university, and expenses only 50% which is paid by the university. 48,000 less expenditure, that is 6,000 into 50%. So we'll get a total of 45,000 in the amount column. Then the next income we have unexplained expenditure rupees 10,000. As I told you, any income or expenditure which the reason couldn't be able to give by the assessee, then that will be called as deemed income. So that deemed income we are supposed to consider under other sources in the same name, unexplained expenditure 10,000. Then apart from that we have one more income, that is he has taken a house on rent for rupees 21,000 per month. He has sublet out 1/3 of the house at rupees 15,000 per month, and the expenses relating to that entire house incurred by him: municipal tax 15,000, repair 6,000. So as he is staying in a rented house, and that rented house has given one portion for other person as a rent, which is the income of 15,000. So he is giving a rent of one portion to other people as income from subletting. First we are supposed to take the rent. So 15,000 per month, totally will be 1,80,000. So on that we are supposed to deduct some expenditure. So he has got an expenditure of rent, you can see that is 21,000 per month. So we are supposed to convert it to 12, and we need to take the only portion, that is 1/3. Even the expenditure also we are supposed to take the portion related. So municipal tax 15,000, repairs also 6,000. These two amounts also we are supposed to take 1/3, and municipal tax and repairs will be paid as per annum. So we are not going to take as per month. So these two amounts will be per annum. On these two amounts we are supposed to take 1/3 only, not the full amount, because the expenditure will be deducted only related to that portion. So he is getting the income from that portion as 1,80,000, rent paid 21,000 into 12 into 1/3 portion only, and the amount will be rupees 84,000. And then next expenditure we have on that municipal tax 15,000 is per annum, so into 1/3 portion only 5,000, and repairs is also 1/3 portion 2,000, totally 89,000. Apart from that we don't have any other income on this illustration. So let us do the total. By adding all, we'll get total taxable income from other sources with the amount of 8,49,000. I hope you guys have understood this illustration. So I'm giving two more illustrations for you guys to solve. This is the first illustration. So the first point says a consultancy service to entrepreneur during the year and received 55,000 from clients. So she is receiving an income. So this will be related to other source only. So take that income and deduct the expenditure. Apart from that, all other information which I have already explained. So please consider and do it. The second illustration is in this also almost all the information which I have already done it. So please solve this illustration, and if you are having any doubts, please mention in the comment section, and thank you for watching.